Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome for those that are coming for the first time. You've reached my little corner of the world. My name is Kristen and I'm the girl that's helping you glow up, build your confidence, and keep a smile on your face even through the tough days. Okay? So for the month of April, I have been focusing on this one theme. It's called Rooted and Rising. Rooted and Rising. What that concept means, we'll break it up. So rooted means being firmly grounded, finding solid footing, or simply just, I guess you can say, planting the seeds. And rising, as we've been using that term on this particular channel, means elevation. So if you combine the two, it means simply getting grounded, or I guess you can say planting the seeds to begin your elevation journey, okay? And on this channel, you will hear a lot of references to things not only in the Bible, yes, we are Christian girlies, but I also give you concepts that are designed to help you on your journey of becoming your best self, all right? And we're not stopping the flow here. So without further ado, we're actually gonna jump into our video of the day, and I invite you guys to sit back, maybe grab a pen, I have a pencil, grab a good thing to write with. I have two of my journals in front of me. If you don't already have one, consider getting a Bible, or you can use the Bible app as well. You can also, if you're driving in the car and you're like, Kristen, I don't have access to any of those things, that's okay. Just keep driving and listen, turn it up just a little bit, because this is a episode that you don't want to miss. So on Mondays, this is when I'm recording this, I do my Rise and Glow series, where I give you a journal prompt, a gratitude prompt, an affirmation, a Bible verse, and a Bible question that goes firmly in alignment with not only the theme of the month, but the theme of the day. So you'll get kind of a, I guess you can say, a trend with everything I talk about. I also invite you guys to grab a warm beverage. Today, I just have my made at home with the Keurig vanilla cappuccino, okay, and that's all right. And then my mug today says Caffeine Queen. This was a thrift store find, by the way. All right, so the question of very first journal prompt question is, what part of my personal brand or calling needs more confidence? So flipping it back to you guys, what part of your personal brand or calling needs a little bit more confidence? I'll tell you guys how I answered this, and then we can kind of break it down. So the way I answered this question is very simple. The idea that I have the ability to reach my goal of becoming the CEO of my own brands in the near future needs a lot more confidence. I have written this goal and desire down in multiple places and have maybe 3 or 4 different mood boards created on Pinterest for this. This is something I would like to accomplish in my 30s, but there are moments where I let fear hold me prisoner. Fear of everything falling apart. The fear that I will always need to rely on a job or working for someone else to support me. Fear that my brand may not be as good as others. Parts of me thinks that I must have the best website, killer graphics, influencers, etc., and the best editors. Then I realize maybe what I really need is the confidence buried deep within inside me. Now, that's me. That's a lot to unpack. So one of the things that made me really inspired to make this video is that while we do have gigantic goals, like I told you some of mine were to be a business owner one day and to own powerful brands, not just this one on YouTube, but one designed for tall women one day, one designed to teach people marketing basics. Like, these are things that I desire for myself, but what's keeping me captive, or keeping me prisoner, if you will, is being stuck in my own mind. Now, if you're listening to this, just simply raise your hand or nod along. How many of you guys have felt that way, where you felt like you're a prisoner to your own desires simply because you're afraid? You're afraid of what could happen. You're afraid of what of taking that risk. Maybe there's something that you are unsure of as it relates to your goal. Maybe you do, for example, want to become a chef one day, but you don't know how to bake a cake, but you know how to make a killer omelet. So maybe baking cakes isn't going to be your specialty, but it's something that you could teach yourself, right? So I say all that to say, as you are thinking about that question, what part of your personal brand or calling needs more confidence? Maybe focus on things that you may not be that good in, or rewire your brain if you're thinking about the negative outcomes of things, because the more that you're feeding yourself reasons why you cannot do something will increase the chances of you not being able to do that. But if you flip it on its head and say, hey, I may not be able to bake a cake, but my omelets, all of my friends and family loves them, maybe that could just be your specialty. And as you're learning to make new dishes, consider maybe watching more YouTube videos or picking up a different cookbook to try different recipes for that cake. And I'll just talk from a personal standpoint. One of my fears that I mentioned is the fear that my brand may not be as good as others. And that's okay, because I'm just starting out. I mean, I launched my clothing business last year, and I'll be honest, I thought it was okay, but over time, I realized I needed better vendors. I would like to source things right here, either in the US or in the United Kingdom or Canada. I realized that I need to pay more attention to the quality of clothing that's being sent out. And I also want to be kind to my customers and not charge so much for shipping, even if things are different in the world today. So while my first launch wasn't the best, I can still sit back and say I did try it. And I could also say, hey, there were things that I did need to learn about it. So what I did do is I took a step back. I shut down the website. Yes, that was a little hard to do because I put so much work into creating this beautiful thing, but I wanted to make sure I found the best products and resources that my customers would love and that I would be proud of selling. So let's go on to the gratitude question. So for those that are new and you're like, Kristen, you just gave me a journal prompt. That's okay. This is a journal prompt question, but it's not meant to be very lengthy like the first one. It's meant to walk alongside that one and to help you, like I said, reframe your mind around things that you can be happy about, that you can express gratitude and show that you're grateful for having certain things. So my question of the day with this one is, what skill or gift of mine or yours are you grateful for? It can be very simple. For some people, if you're listening to this, maybe a skill that you have is that you're just an awesome listener. Maybe you're a great writer. Maybe you can draw extremely well. Maybe you are great at graphic design. Maybe you're an amazing musician. Maybe you're an athlete. What is that one skill or talent that you were blessed with that you are grateful for? Because when you figure that out, sometimes that can help you figure out what areas, again, going back to that first question, of your calling that you probably need to work on, or that you need to remember that you should be confident in. So for me, the way I answered this question, I am grateful for my out-of-the-box creative thinking and my ability to communicate well and adapt to various environments, but still remain true to myself. So although I may have worked in different industries, carried different roles, different titles, and even now, like, I'm a mom, I am a girlfriend, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, all of those things, I'm a best friend, I am still remaining true to myself. And I am very grateful that I do have a mind where I don't like to be stuck for long periods of time, whether it's with finances, whether it's with maybe a creative concept I'm coming up with at work and I'm feeling stalled. Maybe it's even business, building things out. Maybe I get stalled on, like I said, trying to find a good vendor. I won't stay down for long. That's something that I'm very grateful that I have the ability to do. So the next thing in our Rise and Glow series that we do is an affirmation. So you guys have heard this. The way that I do it is that I give you something that you can affirm to believe that is true about yourself. I do like the affirmations that say, oh, I'll get $1 million or I'll have a fancy car. But sometimes that's not really relevant to what's going on in life right now and in this moment, or something that you need to hear right now and in this moment. So my affirmation for you is my voice is needed and my work matters. Very simple. I think the way that I do it, you should say it maybe 5 times. I say it 10. That's just because this is one of those sentences that means something to me. And I recommend just writing it down. So in my journal, I wrote it down up here. And anytime I need a reminder, even from ones that I've done in the past, I usually just like to flip through my journal briefly and go back and reread those. So I'll say it again. My voice is needed and my work matters. So let's move on to the Bible verse of the day. And like I mentioned, if you're new on this channel, we are Christian girlies. Okay, so most of what I talk about, you can find in the Bible or something very close to it that can help you, I guess you can say, be rooted in the fact that you have the ability to add as much confidence as you need to the calling that's bestowed upon you. So my reading today is coming out of 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 10. Okay. And it talks specifically about gifts and talents. So here's what it says. Each of you received a spiritual gift. God has shown you his grace in giving you different gifts. And you are like servants who are responsible for using God's gifts. So be good servants and use your gifts to serve each other. So what this means is God gave everyone a different ability. He gave everyone a gift. It may not be today that you really uncover what that is, but maybe you do one small thing that brings you closer to I guess you can say holding on to whatever that gift is. So like I mentioned, the gifts that I think that I have is that I'm able to adapt pretty well. I'm a very creative thinker. I can communicate pretty much with anyone very well to where they understand and they feel heard. And I love writing. I love, doing videos now. So like these are different things that I feel like are my gifts. Maybe yours is you're a fashion designer and you know how to design some clothes. Maybe you're a doctor and you know how to read medicine descriptions better than anyone else. Maybe you're a scientist and you know how to combine different chemicals to create something new. Maybe you're in engineering and you know how to build something. Think about what it is that you think that your gifts are. Resonate it back to this particular Bible verse and remember that anything that you were bestowed, that you were given, and God has given you, think about ways where you can give that back to someone else. Maybe you can teach somebody what it is that you do. Maybe you can sell what it is that you do because that's a service that's needed. Or going back to my example of a person that wants to be a chef, maybe just simply making that omelet that you said is the best is just a way of warming somebody's heart. Maybe there's someone outside of your shop that could use some food. It's just an idea. So with my Bible verse, I also give you guys a Bible question, and that just walks in alignment with what it is that we're talking about for this video. And the question is, how are you using your gifts to serve and show up authentically? I'll tell you guys what I said, and then feel free to, if you're in a car, speak out loud to yourself or write down how this would relate to you. So again, the question is, how are you using your gifts to serve and to show up authentically? So I said, God gave me the gift of being tall and having a creative mind that is wired for understanding how and why people do things, and also being a mother. For the longest time, I assumed that these gifts were a burden, when in reality, they need to be used to help other women and other people embrace their unique abilities and feel comfortable and confident in what it is that they wear and what it is that they do. So once again, that question is, how are you using your gifts to serve and to show up authentically? And you have to define what the authenticity is for you. Because remember, God gave you your gifts, not someone else's, your own. And it's up to you to figure out what those gifts are and to add that little sprinkle of confidence that you need in the areas that probably need to be worked on for you to fulfill that calling and reach your highest version of yourself. So before I let you guys go, I started this, I think in March, where I give you guys a song of the day. And again, that's song of the day goes hand in hand with the theme. So my song, yes, I'm an old school girly, early 2000s, okay? I picked Miss Natasha Bedingfield, and the song is These Words. I think if you guys play that, if you have Apple Music, Spotify, whatever, YouTube, find that song, listen to it. And not just listen to it because of her voice, but listen to the lyrics, because the lyrics, they speak volumes to the purpose of this video. And if you need, like I said, that little upliftance to build your confidence, I invite you guys to like, comment, subscribe, share this video with someone in your life, or even someone, a neighbor, that could use this, that could help them uplift their confidence as well. I'll see you guys on the next video.